Yesu. Kutenda Mwari neprogram yetinayo panapa. Vangani vari kuti program iri kukomborera zvikuru. I think muri kukomborera zvikuru. Ndachibatwa pastor kusvikira vachiparidza mavhesi acho anoenda kunge manyowana nditi. Anoenda ungati wane pauwedzi unoverenga futi unonoti ririmo vhesi racho anditi. Ndachibatwa pastor Nyatangu vachiparidza. Vangori kanga vari kupodzera matombo ngati hameno zvavanetsana nevanhu vangosvika ndivateme nematombo zvopedzerana kumberi ikoko. So we want to thank God. Masikati ano toendera mberi. Ini handisi kuparidza because vaparidzi vatoita sei vatoparidza. Ndinenge ndichiita yakaita kunge lesson kunge presentation. Musoro wenyaya yacho nditangova kuti maproblems ndo musoro wenyaya yacho anenge ari maproblems. Saka taurira munhu wako ari pasaidi tichiudzidza pamusoro pemaproblems. So 2-3 weeks back ndakasangana neumwe muchinda wekuIsrael, muJudha, muIsraelite. So muchinda uyu anorima muno muZimbabwe. So I was talking to him ndine vamwe vakuru achiti, you know what, Israel land yavo yese, country yavo yese, it's around the size ine Kariba Dam ne vicinity yeKariba ndo area yenyika yavo. Hakuna mvura inonaya Israel. Basically it's a very very dry land. I used to wonder kuti Mwari aiti land of milk and honey. If you go to that place, it's anything but milk and honey. It is almost like land minus milk and what? And honey. But God announces that it is a land of milk and honey. And I learned a lot of things about how God calls land relative to who God is. So follow me very closely. Saka Mwari announcer nzvimbo isina anything close to land of milk and honey. So he says to me, paakauya muZimbabwe, he's working on a project. One of the places kwakaisa greenhouse, they are doing something like almost 300 kgs of tomatoes, 3,000 tons, 3 tons of tomatoes, 3 tons of tomatoes per hectare, right? In a short space of time. And they were saying, in this climate, it's amazing what you can do. Because how do you do that? On 1 hectare, I will make a huge difference, my brother. Because then, you know what, I've got one of the biggest farms, and just as you get into Jerusalem, I've got one of the biggest farms in Israel. Then I said, how big is the farm? It was 6 hectares. You're laughing at it, yeah? And he is exporting to Europe on 6 hectares, right? And they harvest water from the air. That's because mvura is H2O. Nyemuri kufema O. H inowanikwa mumhepo. Tikadzibatanidza tinogadzira chii? Ino H2O yacho. So he was explaining kuti, you know what, you guys are too blessed so that your blessings have sunk you. Makakomborerwa zvokuti makanyudzwa nezvamakakomborerwa nazvo. So you are now immobilized by your blessing. You have become useless because you are too blessed. So I then recollected, you know, Mwari akatransporta vanhu vagowachinze madhizi akawanda kunovati njo paIsrael pasina kana anything, because God wanted to give them problems. And it is the best place to be, because the moment you start to think it is because of problems. A place without problems is a disaster. One of the greatest advantages of being Zimbabwean is because we have problems. Are you with me? And there is no one in the Bible who did not conquer in the sight of God, who had no problems. The whole of faith in Hebrews chapter 11 is a set of people who defied problems.
Come on. Amen. Come on.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. We understand that by faith the worlds were made from things that were, so that the things that are seen were not made from the things that are seen. By faith, Enoch was translated and he did not see them. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. For without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh unto him must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. By faith also, Enoch, being warned of things to come, Noah, being warned of things to come, built an ark solving a problem, by which he condemned the world and obtained the salvation that was by faith. By faith, Abraham was called from a land which was not his, to go to a land he did not know. He sojourned together with him, Isaac and Jacob, as with him according to the same promise. For those who say such things, they are looking forward to a better city, whose maker and builder is God. For if they had desired the one that they came from, they could have gone back. The heroes of faith as problem solvers. So one of the greatest weaknesses of others is to try to run from problems. When you run from a problem, you can never be a man. The definition of a man is a problem solver. The moment you run from problems, then you can join the skits together with yourself. You can allow yourself to dress in a skirt. It's not about trousers. It's about the integrity, the audacity, and the bravery, even in the presence of fear, to face your problems and challenge them. It's not the absence of fear. It's doing it even in the presence of fear.
Come on. Right.
So the challenge we have is a lot of men who are crying like small babies. So Genesis chapter 47, verse 11. Let me read for you. Genesis chapter 47, verse 11. And Joseph situated his father and his brothers and gave them a portion in the best of the land, in the land of the Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. Then Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with the bread according to the number in their families. Okay. I'm talking about a young boy who was sold, arrested, thrown into jail, sold by his brothers, distributing land in a foreign land. Goaminda. Nyika isiri yokutama kugoya Israeli murusetla kugoshe. Tora wenda Ruben area yodel. Ruben yufane papa. Kad area yodoya we. Ngono ojila ne muya. Asha no setla. No papa Isaka. No Simeon. Judah, and almost settled by Benjamin, and almost said he was settling there. A young boy who was faced with problems. I'm talking about problems, and we don't want the amount of phone calls that we hear every day are people who are trying to give you their problems to solve for them. Because they don't want to solve their own problems. whipped by his brothers, because the more problems he gave them, the more he became intelligent in solving them, the more he became better at things. Why are the Europeans better than us? It's because in Europe there was nothing. They ran away from problems to find solutions in Africa. The Boston theory says necessity is the mother of invention. It's the mother of invention. When it becomes necessary, you invent. So which countries succeed more anywhere in the world? Put a country under sanctions with the people that run right brains. It's the best place to be in. Ask Smith what happened during the time of UTI. That's when Feruca came. There was no Feruca during the UTI. They started refining them. That's when Sepos chemical came. They started to do their own urea. First country to do urea from electrolysis. Ask what happened. It's because when you are put in a corner, it demands that you should think of how to get out of that corner. And then we have all men who are crying. No, power is no problem. We are allowed to rise from that problem. Every problem is a setup for a step up. It's a setup for a step up. He cannot give you a burden for which he has no reason for you to carry it. No, it can't. He ceases to be God. It's not possible. It's impossible. It can't. He ceases to be God. Saka program ya kapindwa na Joseph. Apinda Mukamenya Joseph. Pastor, I didn't know until late. Could Joseph back up with some jail na far? I cannot know prison that dream. Chaka piwa na mngari in dream. Plani ya kuimplementa yenge yake. And the plan ya kuimplementa akayiziziswa achikumba before you were 17. Teach your children to have a trade to do. The plan was only because he was exported when he was 17. But by the time he was 17, he was already relevant. Did you know? Crying again on Joseph, it was when the dead sentence, Jerry, he implemented strategies that caused on Jerry with let's change this. That is what he had already about that. And when he had finished presenting to Pharaoh had Joseph Nabumuri. Baba Gumba Chile Sangara. I'm not going to implement a plan yet or a family about Jerry Diani. He did not get a job because he was favored, but it's because there was no one else to do it. The problem why we cannot use you is because you are easily replaceable. We can replace you anytime. That's why you are begging to look for a job, because the way you are not value way people should look for you in jail to give you the post of a vice president.
Come on.
Second Kings chapter 6. Second Kings chapter 6. Verse 1. I want someone to read for us. 2 Kings chapter 6. Verse 1. Kusikapa verse 6. 2 Kings. Verse 1. While they are looking for the chapter, I read for you from Christian Saints. Money is a needed treasure. not lavish it upon those who need it not. Someone needs your willing gifts. There are those in the world who are hungry, starving. You may say, I cannot feed them all. But by practicing Christ's lesson of economy, you can feed one. Gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing may be lost. These words were spoken by Christ, by him whose power wrought a miracle to supply the needs of a hungry multitude. Read, my brother. 2 Kings chapter 6. Any language. These people are very literate. They are products of His Excellency Robert Mugabe.
And the sons of the prophets said unto Elisha, Behold now,
right?
the place where we dwell with thee is too straight for us.
Right. So the sons of the prophet went to Elisha. But this is a straight place. They are saying this place is full of problems. At Sukwana. Right? And then they had a program. Read. Very quickly.
Let us go. We pray thee. Right to Jordan. And take thence every man a beam. And let us make us a place there. Where we may dwell.
Right. So, you will continue. They said, Munwese ndatore sanurake. Kwetinoenda kuba hakusikuda kushandisa masango evamwe. Every father to his own ex. Pane vanofanira kuti yakatogogorwa nevamwe kare. Every man to his own ex. Every man to his own ex. Okay, maybe you are not hearing it. Every man to his own ex.
Come on.
There is a problem. One ex is not sufficient for all the men. To the extent that the other men who didn't have an ex borrowed an ex. Speaking like this is borderline arrogance. But you shall know the truth, and the truth shall. Munhu pasanurani. Vakatungamidza navana vemaprofita, mascholars. Ndakadzidza. Vakasiya PhD vakabata sani. These are scholars, educated doctors, vakabata sana. Time yekunyara about your hustle, yakapura. Go and hustle. Every man person, right? Every man person, right? Papeura rako, anizi unoriti chikwe. Demo beura sana. Bita, anizi mastajo ese. Bemba, vesego. Wakananga kumunda kusanurani. But demo rakasikarika uwira mumvura. Paraka uwira mumvura. They looked for someone. So we've got 2-3 groups of people. We've got problem solvers. We have got problems, but not problem national. Then we have problem causers. So problem can be an adjective, a word that would describe a noun. But problem can be a noun also when the person becomes the problem. So it's bad enough being a problem causer. It's worse when you become both the noun and the adjective. Are you with me?
Yeah. Yes, come on.
So the exit fell, and there was pandemonium because the men had lost two things. One, akasina uri kana matanda ekunogadzirisa mabhimu ekunogadzirisa imba. Then akasina name. It was double tragedy. You might not win every day, but fight anyhow. You might not win today. Someone next to you might win, but fight anyhow. Sometimes you feel like you want to let go, but fight anyhow. Now I always remind people that in Japan, Toyota is the maybe third now, second largest car manufacturer in the world. They will recall many cars, NZC seat belt, anakuita, chichi, zombo notangiswa, starter anakuita, accelerator irugurayani. But the Japanese never stop buying Toyota. Second day is ndakatenga nyuwani yangu ndo zimedzai koleo. Kukinya ndege yakadonha yeAmerica Boeing muri kuziva ndege dzakadonha several dambudziko reBoeing yanga iri kuti software yayo it is bad. So software inogona kungopenga ndege ichifamba yokotisaida kuti ndaunaenda pasi yotanga kunonetitime even ukaita manual kuti isimba yakaramba kusimuka kungotisaida kuti idrive tanchade zvekuenda ndaune zvekudoka yozaitodoka. Saka Boeing yakaenda ikanogadzisa software ikadzoka ikati yaraiti ndege yacho izvo zvimuri kukwira hapana nombobvunza kuti ndodzekudonha yedziyadziana asati apinda kundege vanhu vanombopira. Kuna wa Africa, one of us fails, just more failure. You are your own worst enemy.
Come on.
You will make mistakes along the way, it's okay. You will have a bad day in the office, it's okay. You can even get broke sometimes, it's okay. This is not a destination. You cannot be defined by a specific event. Excellence is not an event. Excellence is a lifetime process. We are what we repeatedly do. So what we learn to do, we learn by doing it. So whether you think you can or you cannot, you are right. So the exit is in the water. And what did it need? The exit needed a problem solver. So if we had brought a problem, pardon the exit, they take out the problem as a noun, and Munano's problem. Pardon, they went to look for it. If they had looked for a problem, why is Saga? They were rushing like America. I know number one. And you don't get the reference of times. Yeah. Ukaipuda in Mararico. You are good. Yeah. wotoramba wakasimba mwezi ndine hama yangu yakazvisungirira yapinda paninaye kaita ipapapo. Saka muridzi wedemo wamufonerera. Ndiani So if you brought a problem, you should mind the people you consult.
Amen.
They can pour paraffin by the So they looked not for a problem or a problem causer. They looked for a problem solver. Be known for loving problems and solving problems. Who search them a problem. So they looked for a problem solver. And the problem solver asked, Rawira Papa. Parawira Penny, Taura Parawira. Muna program yake ni kusolve problem. That is problem. So problem solvers, their characteristics. One, they always have a positive attitude regardless of the situation. I want to remind you, it doesn't matter how rich you may think someone is, everyone has problems. Kana pena munhu wemunombonzwira tsitsi atakwa nezvaanoita usually munhu anonzi trumpet. But ukaona itwa interview anzi akakunzira sitano sinonzwa kuti it's going to be good. We're winning guys, we're winning. Thank you. He said, Mr. Trump, fake news, that's fake news. Take him out, he's taking himself. And you will know that this person is not even lying. There was a politician, I don't need a song. Manga in a flower, I don't know about the truth. Just a woman, man, you don't have fun where they go. Take care of food and stuff. In a better trophy. No. Jesus wouldn't look at them a picture one, Jesus saying to me, So then the children of light, of darkness, are wiser than the children of light. These people have got a strong mental rectitude that believes that if God promises it is impossible for him to fail. To Abraham, he says, Abraham and God, is there anything hard for me? You know, imagine when I'm married, when I'm married, Chimuka is going to be possible. Was Mari. It's impossible.
Amen.
The problem solver, they know no fear. They know that fear is present, but they will not take notice of the fear. Did you know that Gideon, when the angel came to him, I purged you, which is similar to wine. I'm also going to go. Kupurash you brewery. There is not even a map on one side. I just say, I would just say, because there was nothing. I didn't know much because of Sarah, but Pagava knows that Naruto, I made the Ganamugata.
Something to convince me I'm going to go this way. And I found that to take a bet on God, there is no better place than God. I found it as an evidence in my own life. He is not the problem. He is definitely not the problem. Okay, we'll proceed. I also shall also purchase. Okay. So, the definition of a business is that a business is a problem-solving institution. So a businessman goes to look for problems, and that's what you define as opportunity. So if you get to a place where people have no shoes, they have a problem of walking without shoes, then you bring them a solution. So the more problems we have, the more opportunities we have. So for you to have progress, it starts from a problem. So every problem is equals to progress. There is no progress without problems. So COVID taught us something. When COVID came, it taught us a few things. I'll have to just summarize because my time does not allow me now. If you go to Russia, they developed their Sputnik COVID vaccine. It's based on a different formula from the one that was developed by Johnson & Johnson. It's based on a different formula from the one from Sinopharm. Different formula from Sinopharm. All of these to solve problem of a similar virus. There will always be many solutions to one problem. There are people who phone you and say, you are my only or last hope. Never use those statements unless if you want to call someone. There is no only hope, there is no last hope. So one problem has many solutions. That's number one. Number two, people are not a solution to a problem. Don't tell someone you are my solution to my problem. Because you now have two problems.
that person's understanding of your problem and your problem. Because before he accepts that your problem is a problem, he must understand it the way you are understanding it as a problem. That's why more often than not, he will conclude that you are the problem because he didn't understand the problem the way you are understanding your problem. Then in simple, you become the problem. So before you conclude that a problem needs a solution, spend time in defining the problem. So if you have time and you go to 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 1, you hear that there's a widow who went to Elisha and he said, muranda wenu angari munhu wamwari, but munhu wamwari akafa ine zvikwereti. Munhu wamwari akafa ine zvikwereti. Zvikanzi zvinovanwa vakutorwa vanhu vakawanda muno muchatorwa vana mafa vana muchiunganidza zvinhu zvisiri muchikompita nevanhu vasingakuzivi vasina kana basa nemi. Saka mananganya zvikwereti zvikanzi saka problem yacho ndei zvikanzi tine chikwereti. Zvikanzi naElisha haizivi iyo problem yenyu. Problem yenyu ndeyekuti hamuna zvinhu zvekutengesa. Saka regai kugadzirire zvinhu zvemunonotengesa. Then she became the first oil trader recorded in the Bible. Because the definition of the problem was different. She defined her problem as money. And Elisha said, no, you don't have a problem of money. You have a problem of not trading. You don't have something to sell. And in the meantime, you're asking for money. If I give you money today, you are going to come back. But I'm going to train you to trade. So we put it in the production line, then we put it on the trading floor. Thereafter, the trade starting to trade from the other trade. You are set for life, widow. Define your problem well, lest you get defined as the problem. Problem solvers, I'll say this last one. They close the information gap. There is a gap between your problem and the information that you know that solves that problem. Because problem is solved by the presence of information. No, you're not here. If you have a problem of a wound, your solution is betterment. If you don't have any information that betterment solves the problem, you can have your leg rotten without the betterment, even sitting next to the betterment.
Come on.
Because the distance between the information and the problem is the one that closes the gap for you to solve it. So most of your problems here are caused by the absence of information. So if you had more information, you then realize you actually didn't have a what? A problem. But we do not seek to close the information gap. We seek to look for people. So when you look for something, you realize that a lot of people were saying my idea was stolen. Do you know why ideas are stolen? You go to people who are able to look for information. You give them a little bit of idea. They look for information, they upgrade it. Okay. And they make money from your statements.
Yes. Come on.
Close the information gap. Define your problem clearly. And when you have found the root cause of the problem, you will be amazed how many solutions you have. You'll be amazed. When a woman has a solution to the problem, akaenda kuna mapurisa akati mapurisa ndikumbira kuti mbondisungewo kana 1 week nditsvagire kana kamhosa ke 2 weeks because zvinhu zvandaitirwa naMwari kana ndiri panze ndogona kungopenga nditsvagirewo kana kamhosa ke 1 week nekuti ndinenge ndakangogara ndichiita ndasopa ndirirowarova kuti zvinhu zvaitwa naMwari. Yet he started from a problem. Yet muimise chati matagara ndomutewera kweseko ndazenzako mosendera ndotondera konevera pamtiroweka ona Jesu wane tondera omwendo wese muunganidziri varimo vakavanda somahara Mwari matipa shoko rekutakura bedunaro kumba. We appear before you as a mighty army of Christ. Maprista nevarume vamakazonzera kuti vo varume pongoya yanhasi vakabata mabatiro vanofanira kuita Harare will not remain the same. Chinonzi Great University chidiki zvachose zvamuchose and more so matipa matools masikatana kuti dambudziko ndo mufusha wacho. That's what we feed on. And more so isusu vana vaMwari wekuti pamusoro pemaproblems tine favor yaMwari. What more kana matisutsa kuti chiitai basa nguva hapachina Jesu akuda kuuya tibetsere Mwari. Chinjai mindset yevarume vari panapa. Maelders ari panapa chinjai mindset. How they look at their churches, how they look at their families, how they look at infrastructure, how they go about creating centers of influence. Chinjai mindset. Tadzokera kudzimba vana mai votera, vana votera, vakomana votera, voziva kuti AMO yapanguva yemission. Maita Mwari nekutunganidza, maita nechikomborero, ropafadzwa imupuwe mberi nezita raJesu. Amen.